Do we have any add-ons?
No, sir.
Make the motion, we
the
approve
agenda.
the agenda.
Second.
So we have a motion to approve the agenda and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? And council, please cast your vote. Okay, that motion carries. We have no ceremonial matters. Committee reports, Ms. Stacy Fernandez, the City Finance Director, will give us our monthly financial report.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon, council. I've distributed the financials for the month ending May 31st, 2020. If you look on page 1, our revenue by fund is at 108%. Page 2, our expenses by fund are at 90%. Page 3 is our sales tax. Year-to-date, we're at 0.7% negative. The main reason that we're not down further is because our audit collections are 2.1 million. If we were to back that out, we'd be about 10% down from last year, year-to-date. Page 4 is our manning. We're at 674 employees to last month's 675, and we're 24 under the budget. Finally, our water and sewer. For the month of May, we're at 104%. Year-to-date, we're at 146%. Compared to budget, we're 595%, and the rolling 12 months is 93%. Do you have any questions?
No, no questions, but I would like for you to share with the audience and the council our most recent S&P rating, and then as well as the utility analysis for water and sewer, so.
We were rated AA, which at this particular time is excellent. It's the same as before, with a stable forecast. So there's no negative in the report at all issued by S&P. They're in the process of doing one for water, but there was nothing negative. All the data I presented to them was all positive, so we should get another good rating there. And I'll share it with you when I get that.
So that's very important, you know, going forward. And I want to just thank everybody for being a part of that, because it takes a whole team, Mayor, so.
It does take a team. There's a lot of treacherous financial waters out there, and it's a testimony to the mayor, the department heads, and the council, and all the employees working together to manage our budget in a very efficient way. So thank you, and thank everybody.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Stacy.
That operates this budget.
Anything else? Thank you.
All right. Let's move on to unfinished business.
Adopt an ordinance appropriating $37,500 from the Waltro Bigby Carriageway Fund to initiate the attached proposal from Coyle Engineering Company, Inc. for the Citizens Bank Drive extension, and authorizing Mayor Lorenz Walker to execute the reference contract. Final reading.
So moved. Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Council, please cast your vote. Motion carries. Number 2.
Adopt an ordinance to authorize a credit to suite holders, sponsors, and/or entertainer club members of the CenturyLink Center due to canceled or postponed events. Final reading.
So moved. Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience?
Stacy, I know me and David spoke, and you spoke with Rebecca. Did anybody balk on that? Any of the suite holders, did they balk on that?
No, sir, they've all been asking for that.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna give them a credit
Yeah.
towards next year. To my knowledge, no one has, not liked the idea, so.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the council? If there are none, please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Number 3.
Adopt an ordinance appropriating $552,311 from the Walter Bigby Carriageway to initiate the attached supplement number 5 contract from NTB Associates, Inc., and authorizing Mayor Lorenz Walker to execute the reference contract. Final reading.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any comments or questions from the council?
I'd just,
Yes.
for emphasis, making sure that this is full and final payment, including all permits and regulatory agencies and on and on.
Yes, sir.
Justin, state your name. and-
Okay, Justin Haydell with Manshak Consulting Group. It's worded in the contract, so they've seen it. Guess they'll agree to it if they sign it, but that's the way it's worded in the contract.
You're good with it, Mr.
I am.
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from the council? If there are none, please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Number 4.
Adopt an ordinance authorizing an amendment to the public-private partnership agreement with Manshak Consulting Group, Inc., to provide for the service of city engineer for the city of Bossier City. Final reading.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Jeff?
I have a few things I would like to ask.
Go right ahead.
Looking at this ordinance, is it the interpretation of the, I guess the city attorney, that it is keeping with the city charter to contract the city engineer's position versus the hire of a city engineer over the department?
I believe it's one way that you can address the issue, yes.
Did you hear that, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So this position is considered contract, or is it that Mr. Rossenbach will be the head of the city engineers department?
You know, I know that we had discussions about several of these items, and as I appreciated what was before us is the task to fill the position of the Bossier City engineer. And then outlined in our charter are all of the powers, duties, and authorities that are vested in that position. And in the discussions that I know that we had as they relate to the appropriateness of this, the position ultimately has to be approved by the council and the mayor. And the method by which we fill that position was not one that was addressed in a countervailing way in the
Well,
charter
that's,
itself.
Mr. Walker,
I appreciate
the
it.
charter says that confirmation of city engineer is by the city council. So how did we meet that obligation?
By confirming this contractual agreement, you're confirming that the city engineer will be Mr. Rauschenbeck.
Okay, but it wasn't a recommendation of the mayor like we confirm all of the department heads. It's a little different. So that's why I wanted an interpretation.
Okay?
Anything else, Jeff?
Yes, let me ask this. The contract with the Manshak group, does it stipulate that the mayor has the power to remove this person from that position?
Well, the council certainly has the ability terminate the contract at any point we see fit.
Sure.
And that would be
sure.
under the recommendation of the mayor.
Sure, but if that person is the head of the city engineer's department, according to the charter, the mayor has the power to remove anybody. If this person is in that role and the mayor does no longer have that power, that dilutes or circumvents his power because he doesn't fall within that charter domain.
He's still the city engineer. The mayor has the power to terminate him from that position. There's no change in that.
Okay, so that's in the contract that was amended with Manshak Consulting Group.
It's not in the contract that was amended. It's implied via the fact that he will assume the position of the city engineer, and thereby under the charter, the mayor has the authority to terminate that person.
Okay, so it's not in the contract, but it's implied.
Well, it's in the charter.
Okay. Why was the position of city engineer not posted or it put out for others to be considered for that position?
Have to address that to Mr. Larkin.
I preferred this idea over the other.
I missed that.
I said I just presented this as an idea that I preferred over the other, Jeff, and so
Okay.
I guess that's just exactly what we're doing today is, like, for instance, if the council does not like that idea, then it's not gonna carry.
Okay. The contract with Manshak is over $50,000 more than the current city engineer's salary.
That's incorrect, Mr. Darby. If you'll
Okay.
look at his compensation, I had Stacy Fernandez compile that, and it's $151,000 is his total compensation package.
Sure, and I can appreciate that, Mr. Montgomery, but he's not a city employee. He works for Manshak. He is staffed by Manshak. He's a Manshak employee, not a city employee. So therefore, it's not saving the taxpayers any money. His salary is through Manshak. This contract, to be compared to a city employee engineer versus a contract engineer, that should not have been to me, it shouldn't have been a application on those premise. If we were going to save tax dollars, I may have been a little bit more inclined to support this ordinance. But it's not saving the taxpayers at all.
So,
It's costing us more for the contract.
It is not costing more. That is not a correct statement.
yeah,
That it's costing the city taxpayers
Yeah, an
for the
analysis,
engineering
right.
position $151,000. That's what comes out of the checking account. And all we did was take the $151,000 and say, here, Manshak, you hire an engineer, and then we will appoint him as city engineer through the mayor.
that's a clear statement of the analysis. The clear calculated cost to the city of Bossier City for that position at this time is $151,000. We're now filling that position for an amount of $150,000. And that's the intent as well as the facts.
Anything else, Jeff?
Thank you, Mr. President. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Good questions and good discussion.
Yes, good
I'm glad
discussion.
we had that discussion.
Any other comments or questions from the council? If there are none, then please cast your vote. So that motion carries. We'll move on to new business.
Witness opening of sealed bids for bid number 19-2385, 511 Kelly Street demolition.
Council, you approved this demolition on the May 5th council meeting. First bid is from Colton E. Blunt, 3G Construction LLC. The bid bond is included. It's for $7,660, 7660.00. The next bid is from Lathan Construction LLC. The bid bond is included. It's for $14,500, 14500.00. The next bid is from Testament Construction Service LLC. The bid bond is included. It's for $8,220, 8220.00. That's all for that bid. I ask that you accept the reading of the bids.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Council, please cast your vote. Okay, motion carries. We'll move on to number 2.
Witness opening of sealed bids for bid number 19-2497, 2454 Lamar Street demolition.
Council, this was also approved at the May 5th council meeting. The first bid is from 3Gen Construction LLC. The bid bond is included. It's for $14,533, 14533. The next bid is from Lathan Construction LLC. The bid bond is included. It's for $14,500, 14500. The next bid is from Testament Construction Service LLC. The bid bond is included. It's for $16,500, 16500. I ask that you accept the reading of these bids.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Thank you, Stacy. We'll move on to number 3.
Adopt an ordinance to declare that an emergency did exist in the city of Bossier City, which affects property, public health, and safety due to the requirement to repair a course screen at the Red River wastewater treatment plant at a cost of $21,470.24 to come from sewer capital contingency funds. First and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Questions from the council? Please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 4.
Introduce an ordinance transferring $64,000 from the Police Department 2020 capital budget to the traffic engineering budget to accomplish new electrical services for camera installations in the city of Bossier City. First reading.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Comments or questions from the council? Please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 5.
Adopt an ordinance revoking the authorization to refund bonds as set forth in ordinance number 44 of 2020 and ordinance 43 of 2020. First reading.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Questions from the council? Please cast your vote. Motion carries. Number 6.
Adopt a resolution to fill a part-time position for the Solid Waste Division and Public Works to work Saturdays at the drop-off station. First and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience?
I'm sorry, who was the second? Mr. Logan, thank you.
Questions from the council? Please cast your vote. I would ask, speak up so Jennifer can hear. As with us all spread out, it's a little bit.
Thank you.
A little bit different. Okay, number 7.
Adopt a resolution to fill a vacancy in Public Works along with restructuring of other positions for a cost savings of more than $13,500. First and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. So that motion carries. That was number 7, right?
Yes, sir.
Number 8.
Adopt a resolution to submit a loan application and accompanying documents to the Department of Health for the purpose of improving Bossier City water. First and final reading.
So moved. Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 9.
Adopt a resolution revoking the authorization to refund bonds as set forth in ordinance number 44 of 2020 and ordinance 53 of 2020. First and final reading.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Number 10.
Approve report of change order number 1 for the sewer subbasin BC-20 project for an increase of $31,598. Total cost of contract with increase $433,053.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Questions from the council? If there are none, then please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 11.
Approve report of change order number 1 for the Tinsley Park expansion with an increase of 62 calendar days added to the contract time for rain or too wet to work from January 13th, 2020 to April 31st, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 12.
Approve report of change order number 1 for US Highway 80 improvements project, an increase of $427,619 for a contract price with change order of $11,418,691.92 with an increase of 121 calendar days.
So moved. Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 13.
Approve report of final change order for the Meadowview Concessions Building, an increase of $14,133.13. Final contract with change order, $515,283.13.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. That motion carries. Number 14.
Approve replacement in the official minutes, the reappointment of William Schwartz and Lou Chandler as college list board members of the Bossier City Municipal Fire and Police Civil Service Board. Appointments effective March 7, 2020 and expire March 6, 2023.
So moved. Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? Please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Number 15.
Approve reappointment of Walter Bigby Jr. as a representative for the Cypress Black Bayou Recreation and Water Conservation District Board of Commissioners. Reappointment effective July 31st, 2020, and expires July 31st, 2025.
So, second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience?
Mayor, did you talk Walt into staying up there? Or David did? I'm glad, because we need him up there.
Any
Yes,
other-
for the record, he's a fantastic addition for the Cypress Black Bayou Board. Done a wonderful job. Thank you, Mr. Bigby.
For the
Any other
record,
comments?
he deserves hazard pay.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
I
if
hope
there are
you're
no more-
watching out there.
Anyone else have a comment or a question? If there are none, then please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Number 16.
Elect vice president for date beginning July 1st, 2020 through June 30, 2021.
Okay, so nominations are now open for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Don Bubba Williams for the position of vice president for the upcoming year.
Second that?
So
Like that?
we have a nomination. You seconded that?
I do, and I move we close nominations before somebody changes their mind.
If there are no other nominations, then Don Williams is our new vice president.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. So we need to go on to number 17.
Elect president for date beginning July 1st, 2020 through June 30, 2021.
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate David Montgomery Jr. for the position of president of the city council next year, starting July 1st, I'm sorry.
Are there any other nominations?
I'll second that.
So if there are none, then Mr. David Montgomery is our new president for next year.
Thank you.
Congratulations, David.
Thank you, David.
Okay, we'll move on to number 18.
Approve parade permit fee waiver for 2 City Walk for Justice and Equality, Sunday, June 21st, 2020.
So move.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? If there are none, council, please cast your vote. So that motion carries. Number 19.
Introduce an ordinance to purchase rotating assemblies for the 14-inch and 8-inch pumps and to repair and replace 14-inch pump that failed at a cost of $120,000 from the Sewer Capital and Contingency Funds. First reading.
So moved.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the audience? Any questions from the council? If there are none, then please cast your vote. So that motion carries. That was number 19, and that's all the items on our formal agenda. I would just like to thank the council. This is my last meeting as president, and it's been an unusual year, and I want to thank you all for your cooperation and for how serious you all take your jobs. You're always there when I need you, and you've always had great ideas. And through this whole COVID crisis, you've adapted wonderfully to this whole environment that we're in. So I want to thank you all.
Scott,
Thank
you've
you,
done a
Scott, for
great
the
job.
job you do, too. And also, we want to thank Jennifer for filling in for Phyllis while she's off on COVID leave.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Are there any other comments? If there are none, then this meeting is adjourned.